Hello, beautiful people. Today I am pretty irritated. I try not to let things get to me too much because I have to think at my 9 to 5. So, our contractor is really starting to bug me and get under my skin. I really want to fire them. They have been doing a pretty decent job. It's just really inconsistent, and I am not used to operating that way. So, there are some other things that are coming into play, but I'm truly just trying to deal with it as much as possible before pulling the trigger on that. But in addition to that, I had another very irritating situation yesterday. So this is like double, and things come in pairs or threes like that when something's trying to irritate or upset your spirit. And I'm very aware of that, and pretty, spiritually sensitive. So on yesterday, this particular family member called me, and it's something that happens, often enough, a little too often, and I have had to find ways to cope with it and deal with it because, again, it's a family member, and you can cut family off, but of course only to a certain extent because it's family. They're not really going anywhere. They're always going to be in your life or presence or vicinity somehow. But we have to remember, realize, recognize that everyone is not healthy. And the healthier you are spiritually, mentally, financially, emotionally, you are going to attract people to you that are not healthy in those ways. In every way I just listed, spiritually, emotionally, financially, emotionally, you're going to attract people that are unhealthy in all of those areas because you have a spirit of healing, a spirit of nurture, a helping spirit, and so that's what you're going to attract. So to deal with this particular person, and they're not the only one in the family that I deal with like this in every area I just mentioned, but you have to find a way. I have had to find a way to cope and deal with it, and it's distance. I don't call as much. I don't offer my assistance as much or anymore, to be honest. I have come to realize that I am getting older. My husband and I are both getting older. And the people that I come to the rescue for and to have not historically been there, for me to come to my rescue. Whether to be there physically, to actually come and visit me, give emotional support, in a healthy way, because just calling is not necessarily emotional support. Sometimes you actually physically have to be there. Sometimes it's calling someone back or extending something if you know that you have borrowed or taken something from them, just extending and asking them, can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? Etc. And anyway, it's anyway, but like I was saying, to find some type of ways to deal with people that are unhealthy, you have to distance yourself. You have to stop offering yourself, and when you speak to them, you have to guard your energy. You have to continuously protect your spirit and your energy at all costs. And for me, that looks like a greeting. Hello, how are you? Good to hear from you. And they do the same in return, that little banter back and forth. And I just listen. I have become pretty sensitive to words and the words I'm using, especially if the words have double meaning. And I think I'm going to do a video about that. It's like good morning. Morning has a double meaning. It's a greeting in the morning. However, morning is also sorrow, death, things like that. So I have consciously not been using morning. I have consciously not been using the word prey, because prey can mean a victim, or you are going to be subjected to someone else. It could also mean, subjecting yourself to a higher power. So I've just been more conscious with words. And with that being said, I'm conscious of what I say to people that are emotionally and spiritually draining to me. I keep my words and my conversation very limited. and I don't agree with what they're saying. I don't say, oh, well, you know, you're right. And, you know, just agreeing with what they're saying, especially if my spirit does not agree. You have to be careful about that, because we have a response tactic and culture of just agreeing with people. Yeah, girl. Yeah, man. You know, I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I say that. I hear you. But I say, you know, I hear you, you know, I'm sorry you're going through that, etc., things like that, so that I don't pull myself into that. However, I'm still listening and being sympathetic, but I'm not dragging myself down emotionally or attaching myself to something that, you know, I don't want to be attached to. Okay, so you have to cut people off, cut the conversation short, and stop overextending yourself. And I know I've said that several times, but that's just something that you have to do to cope with people that are draining. Okay, so my conversation again goes like, you know, it's just a greeting, and then if they say something and I can tell that it's condescending or that conversation is going down that road, then I shut down and I just listen, and I say, I hear you, for the duration of the conversation, because you can tell when the conversation has shifted and when it's becoming a dig to you, you know. So that's just something I want you all to be on guard about. And unfortunately, it's family, it's friends sometimes that you have to guard yourself from, but it's necessary and you have to do that. You just absolutely have to do that. So that's something that I wanted to touch on today and talk about, because it's something that happens often to me. I've noticed it. I've started noticing it, you know, more and more and more and more. And I have also noticed myself actually starting to cut people off, because I am a giver. I am such a giver. I'm an introvert, and trouble comes to me. I don't bother people. I truly do not bother people. I love being by myself and keeping to myself, to be honest. However, I'm a helper, and that has often been to my detriment. I have given more than I should have in every way, not just financially, and I have given more than I have gotten in return. And people can say it's selfish, but I'm reversing that. I'm starting to just focus more on me in every way possible, so that I can be a healthier me, so I can be even more healthy for people that are willing to do the work, that are around me, and, you know, for people that truly need me and they are on their road to health. And so I encourage everyone to get some type of counseling, some type of emotional help, not to use relationships to heal you, because they don't. They just exacerbate whatever you have going on. But yeah, protect yourself. Guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your soul, your spirit, your mind, your finances, your energy, and be blessed.